exciting to see actors like you guys kind of jumping into this new world, because you weren't in the first film, you're not in the first film. What was it like, and did you automatically find that kind of connection easy to kind of merge into?
More special than ever before. This film seems to be all about connection. Not only in its story, the story is so much more exciting than just the explosions and just the action. It's exciting because you have characters who really have intention and they want something. And that extends to how I was welcomed, and I think how Rosa was welcomed in this film. And these actors are just real human beings, and they welcomed us just from the very beginning. And seamlessly. And the large amount of synchronicity, I would say, or relationship or camaraderie that it's not fake that happened was immediate. It's pretty fantastic.
And that dynamic translates on screen, and that's why I was such a big fan of Maze Runner, because it's like a legitimate sci-fi scary film, but it's you can see that bond through the screen, and I just wanted to be a part of that. It was really interesting because my character, they're already a group when she meets them. So it's sort of like pretty, it does a subconscious thing to you when you enter a group and you are like, the new one. So that was really nice to play with, that like just chemical shift. And, but it's such a charmed experience. Like you don't have experiences like this all the time where you like work 17 hours with a group of people and then you go home and you like spend 17 more hours like talking to them and like hanging out with them and like just like
camping
joking
out
around,
on the
camping
set.
and set. It's like we're like all playing Mario
Staying in the
Kart.
cold mountains. Yeah.
Just
What?
Only
Totally
this
real.
group of people can make that
Wow.
fun, and
Yeah.
I think that also translates to the whole overall theme of the film, which is like banding together in order to achieve freedom.
Wow.
So that's how it was very emotional for me when I read the script, and I was like, this has heart. Like they want something, and they have to be together to do it. And I was like so touched by that.
Did you feel the need to actually go and read the books, or were you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I
Really?
did this film because I have 4 daughters. One is now 15. She was 14 at the time, and she had read all the books. And when I mentioned to her that I was considering doing this movie and they were considering me, she said, "Papa, make the deal." That was the bottom line.
Papa, make that deal.
I said, "But the deal's not great. It's not sweet enough yet." She said, "I don't care how sweet it is. Make the deal." Because she really loved James Dashner's literary work, and certainly the big question for the film has been, will this follow the books? I said it's going to be better than the books.
Did she give you good direction?
She gave me very good direction.
Okay.
So she shaved off some time in my first book because she told me a lot about what was going on. And then, of course, I'm not in that first one. I'm in the second book, but at least I got the setup really well and read the second book because I wanted to know, who is this guy Jorge? Who is he, and where can I take him? And certainly with film, you take it a little bit further. Books are wonderful. I think James has done such a great job with the novels, allowing your imagination to soar. And certainly Wes is taking it a step further with the film.
Now, I was asking the other cast, you have so many great actors like you and all that, Patricia Clarkson.
Lily Taylor.
Yeah, Lily Taylor.
Barry Pepper.
Barry
Aiden
Pepper.
Gillen.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself like just watching them in awe? I mean,
I'm still sitting
dude.
next to him, and I'm like, guys, straighten his tie. Like, I can see you so clearly, like, straightening your tie from Breaking Bad. And that image was, like, burned into my, like, that's in my database of, like, cool movie stuff now. So getting to work with Giancarlo was, like, inspiring because he is an actor. Like, to me, you're like an actor's actor. You're, like, so coveted amongst actors because you're such a great actor and you're fun to play with. You're not rigid. But you do have like a core, love for the craft. And as a theater geek, as someone who like read a ton of books on acting and took a lot of different acting classes, it sort of tapped into that old thing. So getting to meet you was like fun, but getting to work with you was just like an exceptional experience and definitely like check, And
Nice.
Lily, I remember when I was young, my mom let me watch I Shot Andy Warhol.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I was floored. I mean, it gives me chills. She's like cosmic. She's not even like a person. She's like this creature or something. She just has this, and High Fidelity. I remember when she did that bit part in High Fidelity, I was like, gosh, she has depth. And you were with her character for like 2 minutes, And so there are all these people, I enjoy their work, and I'm, I grew up just sort of just like admiring. It was like surreal.
Yeah.
But then, once they actually get to work, you know what I mean? You have to sort of focus, and you're like, I'm here for a reason.
Yeah. Now, for you, you've done some of the greatest films. You've done some great performances, and then Breaking Bad happens, and everybody knows you from that. Is that kind of mind blowing a little bit?
It is. I call it my third rise to stardom. Oh, here we go again. Which is pretty terrific. And people go back, they don't even realize that Gustavo Fring is bugging out from Do the Right Thing. It's kind of a fascinating thing. And last year I hit so many audiences with Breaking Bad, Once Upon a Time, Community. I did all these different TV things that sort of made the difference, and then they don't even realize that I have a whole film career before that. And a lot of us have been around a long time. This is my 50th year in the business. Lily Taylor and I know each other from New York theater days. And so when Lily
I know, right?
When Lily came out to this movie, I was like, she's my girl. I mean, are you kidding me? And then I find out she lives where my kids live, up in Red Hook, Rhinebeck, New York. I'm like, so you moved to the country too? I said, my kids are right near you.
The country. Red Hook is the country.
Well, Red Hook, upstate.
Upstate. I was
Brooklyn.
like, I mean, it does feel like that in Brooklyn too.
She has a magnetism about her that comes from her training in theater and comes from who she is. She's still engaged. She's still someone who makes really great choices about her work. Barry Pepper is the same way. I mean, these are diehard actors who are journeymen who get connected to good material. So when you get in a movie like this and you have young actors who are so committed and so real, and then you have other actors who are on board, you made the right choice.
Yeah.
You made the right choice because you want to work with people who you have as easy a time supporting on their side as you do being supported by them.
Well said.
Yeah.
I had a scene with Lily where she came in and she was cold. She came in, just got there, and the whole side of our scene, the scene was about, her and Dylan and Rosa, and I'm like, okay. And I'm watching her, and she has all this stuff to do.
Oh my God!
Remember that fucking scene?
She has to do this and do this.
The
and
blood,
this,
the
that.
IV,
and
this, and she's got a mouthful of words. And I'm like, okay, how do I support her?
Yeah.
Let's just get out. Let me just support her. Let me just be there for her. Look at her eyes when she needs me. Be there. And that's what I want someone to do for me.
Yeah.
And she, she just accepted that love without a word saying, without me even saying it. I'm just there in support because I want her to save my people. As a character, what I wanted, and she did this over and over again so beautifully, and I'm like, wow, this is to be inspired and to inspire is what we do. That's what we do, and that gets translated to you. It gets translated to all of you in the audience. That inspiration is palpable. And that's why this movie is going to be just so terrific. Because no matter what happened in this movie, Wes is the magician on that goddamn computer in the editing room. He's a fucking magic man. He totally is.
Who also just happens to be like the best guy in the world.
The best guy in the world, and the best guy to talk to you about character. So this combination is formidable. Maze Runner, September 18th.
You know what? I'm not kidding you.
Hell yeah.
Now I'm officially excited for this film.
After
you telling me about that goddamn scene, now I'm like, okay, I want to see it right now.
This is just one of many scenes
That's just
like
one
it.
of many, and the thing about Wes is that he won't stop until he gets that shot, like the perfect shot that's going to give you a top-notch film. When you have a collection of all first-rate, like, I bled on this, like, because we put our heart into it, and
intention is everything.
I would drive into a hailstorm for him. I would if he was like, okay, we're gonna need you to jump off of this thing and like fly, I would be like, okay, like I would just try to do it because it is like a supportive environment, to a super safe environment, like. It's just like, it just happens so organically.
Barry Pepper with a fractured ankle.
He fractured
running
his ankle.
a quarter mile, jumping up on a Jeep and firing at 50
You never heard him complain one time.
Not one time.
I didn't even know it was broken
God.
because I had left when it happened. I came back and I was like, oh, he's wearing a boot. They're like, oh yeah. And he's just laughing on set, like.
Doing his thing.
Pro.
They told him, go home, stay home. He's like, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's fine. He was fine. And he knew his limitations. But this is the kind of, people want to be there. When people want to be there and everyone's read the script, you're in the right place.
Yeah.
People aren't just walking through it. They aren't just coming in blind and, I'm going to sleep through this. No, they're committed. They're committed. They want what they want. They want to make this work. They want to have it be seamless and beautiful.
And want to uphold the story and make the story the best, and tell it the best way so that people feel the things that we're feeling.
Yeah.
And that's art, so.
That's what it is.